Hello and welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television. This is your host, İlham, with the most important events of the day. As we reported, President İlham Aliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their daughter Leyla Aliyeva visited Shusha city on March 16th.
President İlham Aliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their daughter came to the museum tomb complex of Molla Pənah Vagif in Shusha. Assistant to the President, Anar Ələkbərov informed the head of state and First Lady about the restoration project of this complex. This project will be implemented by the Heydər Əliyev Foundation. During the implementation of the project, special attention will be paid to the restoration of the previous state of the tomb. In 1992, when the Armenians invaded Shusha, they savagely destroyed this monument. Then the head of our state, First Lady and Leyla Aliyeva, viewed the remnants of Pənah Ali Khan's palace. The structure is situated in the historical center of the city, an historical palace which once used to be the residence of the founder of Karabakh Khanate, Pənah Ali Khan. The Armenian vandals during the occupation destroyed this building as well. The head of our state noted that the Armenians had destroyed this historical monument. The Guinea's enemy came and occupied our lands, expelled the people, destroyed and demolished our historical monuments, engaged in vandalism. Let all the international organizations come and see this. Those who defend Armenians, who support them, who are the ones they rely on, let them come and see what these vandals have done, said President İlham Aliyev, and emphasized that the liberated territories are the witness to the Armenian savagery. Then President İlham Aliyev came to the place where the bust of Molla Pənah Vagif was about to be placed. The restoration of the bust of Molla Pənah Vagif will be implemented by the Heydər Əliyev Foundation. During the occupation, the Armenian vandals destroyed Karmansaray historical architectural complex dating back to the 19th century and situated on the central square of Shusha city. President İlham Aliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their daughter Leyla Aliyeva reviewed the Karmansaray historical architectural complex. The head of state was informed about the works to be carried out. One of the structures which were subjected to the Armenian vandalism is the building of Shusha State Art Gallery. The gallery was established in 1982 and operated until the occupation in 1992. President İlham Aliyev said that the enemy used this gallery for its own purposes. During the occupation, the building will be completely restored and will function again as an art gallery. Then President İlham Aliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their daughter Leyla Aliyeva familiarized themselves with the repair and restoration works to be undertaken in Qarabağ Hotel. The hotel was built in the 80s of the last century. The building became unfit. As a result of the works to be undertaken here, the hotel will be modernized and all the conditions will be established for the convenience of guests traveling to Shusha city. The head of our state and First Lady were informed about the restoration of historical and religious monuments in Shusha city. President İlham Aliyev emphasized that during the time of occupation, the Armenians almost destroyed this hotel too, and only one floor was functioning here. In a short period of time, all the rooms of the hotel will be modernized. The head of state said that this hotel too had been built at the expense of the project of Azerbaijan and was named Qarabağ. Then the Guinea's enemy renamed the hotel. President İlham Aliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their daughter Leyla Aliyeva also visited Shusha Carpet Museum. This museum, which was established to study, protect and perpetuate the traditions of Qarabağ carpet weaving art, was seriously damaged during the occupation. The head of state, First Lady and Leyla Aliyeva also reviewed the building of Park Hotel in Shusha. After the reconstruction, the hotel will be able to welcome the guests. President İlham Aliyev said that the former building of sanatorium used to be here. During the period of the occupation, it was used as a small hotel, but in a very primitive fashion. Now hotel is being restored in line with the modern requirements and will be commissioned already this year. Special representative of the president in Shusha region, Anar Karimov, reported to the head of state about the projects to be implemented here. President gave his instructions and recommendations on the works to be carried out. President İlham Aliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva and their daughter Leyla Aliyeva came to the Dashaltı village of Shusha region. Dashaltı, which was occupied by the Armenian occupiers in 1992, was subjected to all-round terror. President İlham Aliyev gave his instructions on the restoration of the village.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received a delegation led by Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic, Ivan Karčok.
Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic, Ivan Karčok, noted that he last visited Baku about 20 years ago, adding that the development processes he saw in the capital city made deep impressions on him. The political ties, economic cooperation and the expansion and development of trade relations, as well as the issues relating to cooperation in the field of mine action were discussed. The supremacy of the principles of territorial integrity and sovereignty of states and inviolability of borders in interstate relations was underlined at the meeting.
On March 17th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received a delegation led by Minister of Agriculture and Forestry of the Republic of Turkey, Bekir Pakdemirli.
Minister of Agriculture and Forestry of the Republic of Turkey, Bekir Pakdemirli, conveyed the greetings of the President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, to the head of our state. President Ilham Aliyev thanked for the greetings of the Turkish head of state and asked to convey his greetings to the President of Turkey as well. During the meeting, the parties noted the friendly and brotherly relations between Azerbaijan and Turkey were successfully developing in all the fields and expressed their confidence that cooperation in the field of agriculture will first expand. During the course of the conversation, views were exchanged on prospects of cooperation.
There are ongoing discussions in regards to the UNESCO mission invited to the liberated territories by Azerbaijan. As a continuation of the telephone conversation between President of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, and UNESCO Director General Audrey Azoulay on February 15th and March 16th, meetings through video conferencing were held between Assistant to the President, Head of Foreign Policy Department of Azerbaijan's Presidential Administration, Hikmet Hacıyev, and Chief of Staff of the Office of the Director General of UNESCO, Nicholas Kansianidis. Hikmet Hacıyev noted Azerbaijan attaches great importance to cooperation with UNESCO and is always open to any constructive dialogue. He highlighted the vast scale of vandalism committed by Armenia against the cultural and religious heritage of the Azerbaijani people in the territories during almost 30 years of occupation. Assistant to the President pointed to Azerbaijan's exemplary experience in the protection of cultural and religious monuments, saying that the country has contributed to the restoration of cultural and religious monuments at a global level. He also informed that on the initiative of Azerbaijan's first Vice President, President of the Aliyev Foundation, Mehriban Aliyeva, the delegation made of the representatives of foundations and countries' religious communities recently visited the Vatican. And as part of the visit, a new cooperation agreement on the restoration of the catacombs of Kamadilla was signed between the Aliyev Foundation and the Pontifical Commission for Sacred Archaeology. International organizations and world countries should exert pressure on Armenia to get maps of mined territories, Foreign Minister Ceyhun Bayramov said at the briefing following the meeting with the Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic, Ivan Karčok.
Armenia, which suffered a heavy defeat in the 44-day patriotic war, refuses to provide Azerbaijan with mine maps of the liberated territories, contrary to international humanitarian principles and human behavior. This results in the loss of human life in those areas. Azerbaijan's Foreign Minister Ceyhun Bayramov said as a result of mine explosion in these areas, 18 people died, 78 were severely injured. The last incident occurred on March 16th, when 6 people died after stepping on a mine in Agdam. Currently, Azerbaijan clears the first mines in the liberated territories. Armenia, which signed the Act of Surrender, also undertook to withdraw all military units from the territory of Azerbaijan. Moreover, the attempts of Armenia to send military personnel to the liberated territories of Azerbaijan must be stopped. It poses a threat to peace and stability in the region. Foreign Minister stressed that Azerbaijan's position is based on the norms and principles of international law. Recalling the trilateral statements, Ceyhun Bayramov said that Armenia must show a constructive approach by faithfully fulfilling its obligations. Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic, Ivan Karčok, said that territorial integrity is important for his country as it is for Azerbaijan. It is necessary to ensure peaceful coexistence of both communities after the conflict is resolved, and we are interested in participating in confidence-building measures. I appreciate the political dialogue between the countries. I also consider it important to sign a new agreement on cooperation between Azerbaijan and the European Union, and Slovakia will support Azerbaijan in this area, said Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic, Ivan Karčok, and recalled that 2 years ago the Slovak embassy opened in Baku, so the opening of an Azerbaijani embassy in his country is desirable.
In the morning hours, our film crew visited the settlements that had been liberated from the occupation on the first day of the Patriotic War, Karahanbeyli village of Füzuli district. Our colleagues brought along members of one of the families from this village. This is Karahanbeyli of Füzuli district. Its name is related to the Karahanbeyli genus, one of the branches of the Kengirli genus, who were resettled from Nakhchivan to Karabakh by the founder of the Karabakh Khanate, Panahali Khan. Prior to the occupation, the village had been one of the most prosperous settlements of the region. During the occupation, it was completely destroyed. The original owners returned to the lands that have been occupied for about 30 years. Of course, it pains them to see destruction on their native lands, but they retain their honor and they are confident that life will soon revive there. Rövşən Məmmədov, resident of the Karahanbeyli village, recalled that his family used to have a garden and a house. This was the Yahyali Street. We crossed it to get to the local shop. An administrative building of our enterprise was situated a bit further down. Then there was a two-story building of our school. Despite the fact that for about 30 years we were destined to live far from these places, we are grateful to our president for returning to our native lands. We bow our heads to the parents of our martyrs who died heroically for the liberation of our lands. I also wish good health to our wounded war veterans, said Rövşən Məmmədov. Returning to her native village liberated from the occupation, Zulfiya is filled with pride. Her sons also took part in the Patriotic War, fought for every inch of their homeland, and thanks to just such sons, heroes and martyrs, today they were able to return to these lands. Zulfiya Babayeva expressed that her feelings are mixed. There is both worry and happiness from being here. My sons fought too. They returned our land with an iron fist, as our president said. Thus our 30-year-long longing and separation came to an end. Ceyhun Mehmedli, another Karahanbeyli resident, says although he has not seen his lands, he knows everything about them from the stories of his parents. And I am very happy to be here. We owe to our martyrs. I am proud to know that two of my brothers took part in the battles for the liberation of our lands. One of them is a veteran. He is seriously injured and is being treated, and the second continues his service in the ranks of our army, said Ceyhun Mehmedli. And this is the village of Tok, Khojavan region. Its name means flag. The building of the famous Albanian temple in the village of Tok was also subjected to Armenization. This visible dome was installed by the invaders during the occupation period, when on one hand they were destroying our historical monuments, and on the other they were trying to appropriate them. 840 infections of the novel coronavirus were registered in Azerbaijan. 268 people recovered after treatment and were released home. 9 people who earlier tested positive for COVID-19 died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 242,491, with 231,638 recoveries and 3,307 deaths. The number of active infections is 7,546. To detect new infection cases over the past day, 10,023 tests and overall 2,736,493 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan, the task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.